Hi students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Here I will upload mathematics related videos. Kindly click on the bell icon to get notified. Good morning students. Today we will discuss about the matrix or matrices and types of matrices. What is exact definition of matrix? A system of any n numbers arranged in a rectangular array of m rows and n column is called m cross n order matrix. Write down. Definition of matrix. A system of any n numbers arranged in a rectangular array of m rows and n column is called m cross n order matrix. And A11, A12, A13 and so on, A1n in the second row, A21, A22, A23 and so on, A2n and so on, AM1, AM2, AM3 and so on, AMN. The matrix m cross n matrix. And example, take down one example. The first row 2, 1, 3, 7. The second row 3, 2, 5, 6. It is in the rows are 2 and columns are 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a 2 cross 4 matrix. Matrix A. 2 are the rows, 4 are the columns. The matrix may be represented as Aij, Aij or A, simply A. And types of matrices. Write down the heading. Types of matrices. And first is a row matrix. Row matrix, any one row and any number of columns is called a row matrix. write down only one row and any number of columns is called a row matrix. Example 2 minus 1 6 and minus 4 7. Note, very important, row matrix is equals to row vector. Row matrix is equals to row vector, and matrices with one row or one column also called vectors. Matrices with one row or one column also called vectors. The second types, column matrix. Column matrix, only one column and any number of rows is called a column matrix. Write down only one column and any number of rows is called a column matrix. Example minus 2 5 and minus 3 2 1. And note, column matrix is equals to column vector. Column matrix is equals to column vector. It is very important note. The third one, square matrix. Square matrix, number of rows is equals to number of columns is called a square matrix. Number of rows is equals to number of columns is called a square matrix. Example 1 minus 3 2 5. It is a 2 cross 2 matrix. 2 are the rows, 2 are the columns. Number of rows is equals to number of columns is called a square matrix. In the 3 cross 3 matrix, 1 2 0 3 0 5 2 minus 1 8. It is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Number of rows is equals to number of columns. 3 cross 3 matrix. Fourth one, diagonal matrix. diagonal matrix. A square matrix all of whose non-diagonal elements are 0 and at least one diagonal element is non-zero is called a diagonal matrix. Write down a square matrix all of whose non-diagonal elements are 0. Non-diagonal elements are 0 and at least one diagonal element is non-zero is called a diagonal matrix. Example, -1 0 0 4. It is a 2 cross 2 matrix. The 3 cross 3 matrix 1 0 0 0 -2 0 0 and 0 4. It is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Non-diagonal elements are 0. Non-diagonal elements are 0. It is a non-diagonal elements, upper and lower. It is a 1 -2 and 4 are the diagonal elements. Non-zero is called a diagonal matrix. It is a diagonal matrix. Diagonal elements. It is a non-diagonal elements. Diagonal elements. The fifth one, null matrix or zero matrix. Null matrix or zero matrix. All the elements are 0 is called a null matrix or zero matrix. All the elements are 0 is called a null matrix. It is denoted by 0. Example, 0 0. It is a 1 cross 2 matrix, and 0 0 0 0. It is a 2 cross 2 matrix. And sixth one, the unit matrix or identity matrix. Unit matrix or identity matrix. A diagonal matrix all of whose diagonal elements are unity. Unity means 1. A diagonal matrix all of whose diagonal elements are unity. Unity means one. It is denoted by I, capital I. Example 1 0 0 1. The matrix 2 cross 2 order 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. 3 cross 3 matrix. Diagonal elements are is unity. Diagonal elements. It is diagonal elements. Diagonal elements. It is non-diagonal elements are 0. Seventh one, scalar matrix. Scalar matrix. Scalar matrix. A diagonal matrix, all of whose diagonal element are equal. A diagonal matrix, all of whose diagonal elements are equal. Example 2 0 0 2. The 2 cross 2 matrix minus 5 0 0 0 minus 5 0 0 0 minus 5. A diagonal matrix, all of whose diagonal elements are equal. It is a diagonal elements are equal, same. Diagonal elements are equal or same. Non-diagonal elements are 0. The eighth one, upper triangular matrix. Upper triangular matrix. What is upper triangular matrix? A square matrix in which all the elements below the diagonal are 0 is called upper triangular matrix. Write down. A square matrix in which all the elements below the diagonal are 0 is important. Below the diagonal are 0. Example -2 3 0 1. It is a 2 cross 2 matrix and 3 cross 3 matrix 1 -3 2 0 5 -4 0 0 8. It is 3 cross 3 matrix. 3 cross 3 matrix below the diagonal are 0. Definition: below the diagonal are 0 is called upper triangular matrix. Below the diagonal or 0 is called upper triangular matrix. Next, ninth one, lower triangular matrix. Lower triangular matrix. Lower triangular matrix, a square matrix in which all the elements above the diagonal are 0. Upper triangular matrix, below the diagonal are 0. Lower triangular matrix, above the diagonal are 0 is called a lower triangular matrix. A square matrix, a square matrix in which all the elements above the diagonal are 0 is important. Above the diagonal are 0. Example, -2, 0, 3, 1. It is a 2 cross 2 matrix. 1, 0, 0, -3, 5, 0, 2, -4, 8. It is 3 cross 3 matrix. Above the diagonal are 0. It is above the diagonal are 0 is called lower triangular matrix. The last one, 10th one, trace of a matrix. Trace of a matrix. It is very important. Trace of a matrix. The sum of all the diagonal elements of a square matrix is called a trace of a matrix. The sum of all the sum of the all the diagonal elements of a square matrix is called a trace of a matrix. Example, A equals to 1, -2, 4, 5. Sum of the diagonal elements in a square matrix is called a trace of a matrix. Sum diagonal elements, the sum of the diagonal elements is called a trace of a equals to sum 1 plus 5 equals to 6. It is trace of a matrix A is a 6. Thank you one and all. Have a nice day. Good day. Thank you.